Right, this is going pretty well. That's the whole top row done. But there is actually a secondary reason or secondary consideration about doing this, and that is to do with how the door fits. Now if you look, shut the door, get pretty good alignment here and here and here, but down here not so much. Now it's pretty clear that the door is not made straight, whether that's through age or whether it was like that from the beginning, or I don't know. It would be nice though to solve that problem. Now clearly I could cut the door skin off and push it in slightly, but actually there's a big gap, or there's a bit of a gap with the door seal as well, so it's actually the whole door that is twisted rather than it just being a bit proud at the bottom. Because this is like an open box, it is, the door that is, it is quite flexible in basically lacking torsional rigidity. So let me find another box to demonstrate what I mean. Right, so here is a box, and it's quite easy to twist it, which is exactly what I need to do to force the door into shape. But if I put a lid on, it is hugely stiffer. See that? I can't hardly move it at all compared to this. So this is the idea, okay? By fixing a door skin on the inside, completing the box, and fixing it on exactly the right position, obviously, it will then make the door stay in line. This is the idea. I don't really know if it's going to work. So far I've attached the top edge. I've attached only the top edge, and in fact if you do that it has virtually no effect at all. So now I'm going to do the sides, so even just one side has quite a big effect. I guess it's a triangulation between the corners. Now question is, how am I going to force it into line while I fix the side panel, the inside panel on? And I think the answer is pretty simple actually. So here is my door. I'll shut a little bit more, and using a car, another car that's right next to it, I can in fact force the, let's do it a little bit lower down, there we go, the door is now in line. So if I fix my inside panel from the inside, or at least mark the holes from the inside, then I shall be able to make some progress in straightening this door out. I don't know whether it's going to work, but it's certainly a good idea. I've fixed the door in. I now need to go on the inside of the car and tap my latest couple of little spikes, and I'll do that repeatedly, all with this bracing piece in place, and we'll see what happens. So with the door pushed in like that, it's completely the same all the way down, and it's still in line at the front, so that's okay. But I've got to put in the or drill the holes rather for the inner panel from inside the car, which is a bit of a nuisance because I can't get in the car because the door's shut. Aha, I had forgotten that the rear window is currently open, so that's rather handy, so I can do it like this. Right, yeah, that was a lot easier than climbing through the car. So, now this is something you couldn't risk doing with a steel bodied car, because that would almost certainly cause a dent. Not so with fiberglass. Right, so I've drilled the holes in a position that could only be achieved with the door being twisted, so it could be a bit tricky to get this back together again, I think, but in a way that's why I'm doing it. Okay, force the door shut again. There we go. And I will tap the other two. Right, let's take this off. Take it all to pieces again. I can use a, well, it's a impact driver, but hopefully it won't be too much. Okay, right, 2 more holes. Yep, they look fine. Back in a moment. Right, so I'm going to put this row in, which have been drilled whilst the door was wedged, and my expectation is that they won't fit. Let's see. Well, it's fitting at the moment, somewhat to my surprise. How about at the bottom? Yeah, it could be a bit more problematic down there. Can I actually? Yeah, I can if I can do that. Bit of a sharp bit there. Right, let's see if that's had a straightening effect. You know what, I think it has. Bear in mind the whole door is slightly out, the catch obviously needs adjustment. If I push it in, it's straight all the way down! Yes! And that is without the bottom edge being done. Or the front edge, I suppose, might have an effect as well. Yeah, well, I'll carry on with that, obviously. Now I did actually put the pointy screws in at the bottom edge, so I might as well do those right away. Thank goodness for an opening window. Right, last one.
Just your average everyday Joe who gets on with stuff and is I reckon there's a ton. And what I'm about to show you, if you haven't seen this, is in
this has been fairly epic. So, look at my door. Probably could do with some latch adjustment, but it could go in slightly. But it is no longer twisted. I didn't really necessarily think this was going to work, but it has. So the inside of the door is closed, and might benefit from some more screws, maybe, and maybe some sound deadening pads, but this is a lot more satisfactory than empty space. And as I said before, this is not door trim, this is inner structure. The door trim will go over the top of that with some nice squishy vinyl and so on, I think. So now I've just got to check out the other door and see if that needs similar twist treatment. I actually don't know whether it has got a twist or not. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit in the opposite direction, funnily enough. Oh well. I'll see you in a couple of hours.